Hello, everyone. My name is Liz Cannon, and my pronouns are AM and airs. I direct the LGBTQ plus Resource Center at the University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh. Welcome to our 12th annual LGBTQ plus Ally March. And once again, we are virtual. But that will not stop us from celebrating the LGBTQIA plus community and everyone doing the much needed ally work to keep our community strong. Some of you may not yet have experienced our in-person rally in Reeve, followed by our march through the streets of Oshkosh. And while we hope to invite you to this event next April, this year's rally will be no less impactful as we bring you a powerhouse of speakers. And this year's march through the comment section of this post may well be seen by more than those who line the streets of Oshkosh in any typical year. Please post pictures of yourself wearing Ally March tees or any LGBTQ-friendly tees and talk about how you ally with the LGBTQIA+ community. I want to take a moment and remind us that we are in a time when we need to pull together to address the hardships many in our community are facing and the misconceptions about our community that many still hold. The coronavirus has hit our community hard. KFF reports that LGBTQ households have faced COVID-era job loss at higher rates than non-LGBTQ households. And 3 out of 4 LGBTQ people report that stress caused by the pandemic has increased mental health conditions compared to 1 out of 2 non-LGBTQ people. Our LGBTQIA+ youth and students who don't have the support of family and friends are feeling even more isolated in our continued and needed state of social distancing, especially those who are either living at home in unsupported families or living in a residence hall on a college campus for the first time. Recently, we have also seen an upswing in anti-LGBTQ legislation, misconceptions about what it means to be transgender, and the overemphasis on the advantages testosterone might play in sports compared to other factors has resulted in roughly 35 states proposing bills restricting trans women and trans girls from playing in women's and girls' sports, and 3 have passed them. Bills calling for religious exemptions are now on the rise again and are especially dangerous for LGBTQ folk when they allow healthcare services to refuse to provide PrEP, HRT, other forms of trans healthcare, or other forms of basic healthcare to patients because they are LGBTQIA+. There is hope as well. For the first time in history, a U.S. president has issued a proclamation for the International Day of Transgender Visibility. But hope mostly springs from the work of those of us on the ground, making everyday decisions that better the lives of not only queer and trans people, but of all of us with our myriad of intersecting identities. Thank you to all of you who do so. I need to also thank those who made this event possible this year. Our LGBTQ Ally March Committee, Carmen Hetzel, Nick Aponte, Nicole Barassa, Sarah Gresley, Tom Fisher, and Patty Richardson. My intern, Hope Schaefer-Kemps, who worked tirelessly to get our sponsors for this year's event, and is still working to oversee our annual Penny Wars, which start today. My other interns and student staff who make the LGBTQ+ Resource Center what it is, Lux Byben, Kaylee Bruce, Morgan DiPietro, April Lee, and Christopher Shimshak. And my program assistant, Eliza Farrow, who is the backbone of the LGBTQ+ Resource Center, and who once again designed our t-shirts for the event. Again, thank you everyone for joining us this evening, and I hope you enjoy the show.
We affirm the lives of LGBTQIA+ people
and commit to making the 3 UW Oshkosh campuses inclusive
of people of all sexualities,
gender identities,
and gender expressions.
We uphold this commitment by taking action through policies,
values,
and practices.
Our efforts include, but are not limited to,
teaching about the lives and contributions of LGBTQIA+ people,
disrupting cis-heteronormative policies and practices,
and challenging stereotypes about this community.
Especially the idea that all queer and trans people are white.
We affirm LGBTQIA+ people in all their intersections.
We follow the wisdom of queer and trans people with visible and invisible disabilities.
From different socioeconomic statuses,
various religions,
and a multitude of races, ethnicities, and nationalities.
We commit to holding one another accountable by kindly calling each other in when we slip and mispronoun someone.
When we assume everyone is heterosexual.
And when we assume everyone is cisgender.
Through our words and actions, we acknowledge Audre Lorde's caution
that our silence will not protect us.
By honoring all intersections of identities, we live out the words of Marsha P. Johnson.
No pride for some of us without liberation for all of us.
By uniting and working together, we will transform UW-Oshkosh into a vibrant community where all Titans,
all Titans,
all Titans,
all Titans,
all Titans, a community where all Titans are able to thrive.
Hello everyone, it's Chancellor Andy Levitt and I'm delighted to welcome you to this year's LGBTQ+ Ally March. Last year, we were just a week or two into online learning due to the coronavirus threat, and you showed up anyway. And here we are again. Whatever the conditions, we find a way to rally together. Thanks to you for keeping this tradition alive. I am so proud that this is a part of the UWO calendar every year, and we're not going to let it fade away. This march stands for what UWO is about: inclusivity, oneness, love and support of one another. We are here to help one another flourish and prosper. If we focus on this and do our part as individuals and as a community, as a country, then everyone can live as they wish and become everything they aspire to be. That is what universities do and stand for, helping people transform their lives and become all they dream of. So again, welcome to all. Thank you for your commitment to one another and to UW-Oshkosh as an inclusive place where everyone thrives.
On behalf of the Division of Academic Support of Inclusive Excellence, I would like to welcome you to UW-Oshkosh's 2021 LGBTQ+ Ally March. This year we are marching together virtually, but still remain committed in our mission to promote equity and belonging for the LGBTQIA+ community, and our commitment to equity through not only our words, but through our actions. We affirm our commitment to making the 3 UW-Oshkosh campuses inclusive of all sexualities, gender identities, and gender expressions. But because we live in a society where prejudice still exists, and because we live in these polarizing times where discrimination is still far too common, it is all the more the reason for us to show up, learn, listen, collaborate, and support. So thank you for your continuous support and your presence today. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Lee Stovall, my pronouns are they, them, theirs, and I am so happy to be joining you live from my apartment in Oshkosh for this year's annual Ally March. I want to begin our time together by acknowledging that the land that I currently reside on is the occupied, seized, unceded territory of the Menominee and Ho-Chunk nations. It is important to understand the long existing history that has brought us to reside on the land. and to seek to understand our place within that history. Land acknowledgements do not exist in a historical context or the past tense. Colonialism is a current ongoing process, and we need to build our mindfulness of our present participation. If you want to know whose land you're on, you can visit native-land.ca. I also want to take a second to acknowledge that this is kind of funny and like weird and unusual, and that if it looks like that I am reading off of a script, it is because I am doing that. So I, ever since Liz has asked me to speak at this year's Ally March, I've been spending a lot of time thinking about how I wanted to use this time. And I think that I've come to a conclusion that I want to spend this time with you talking about how we can be better allies to queer and trans folks, but specifically for trans folks. And so firstly, I want to ask you all to stop asking trans folks to do stuff for you. We are not walking encyclopedias of transness that you can keep on your shelves. Trans folks have already done so much work to compile our demands, our asks, and to supply you with strategies that you can use to help trans folks' lives be easier and safer. Googling how to help Black trans women is not stupid. It is actually an incredibly good strategy, and I highly recommend it. Secondly, there are lots of ways to help trans folks, and specifically Black trans folks. Make the calls, send the emails, sign the petitions, send them to your friends. Those can work. Personally, I am asking you to give your money to help keep my trans siblings alive. You can visit Black Trans Lives Matter, all one word, .carrd.co and donate to some of the organizations and funds that are listed there. Like, those are literally life-saving initiatives. If you don't have money to donate, repost fundraisers and make direct asks to your friends and family to donate. Do you make art? Sell some art. Do you bake? Offer some sweet treats for donations. Keep exploring and experimenting. There are lots of ways to help raise funds for Black trans folks. If you do attend protests, make sure that you're following the lead of the folks who are organizing, the Black folks and the Black trans folks that are there. Attending protests are a really amazing way to do some direct action. They're really amazing because they are this opportunity to have collective voice be heard. But remember that it's actually just that, right? A collective. I think it can feel really easy for us to be empowered to throw the first brick or whatever. But remember that shared purpose is the reason that we are all there, and follow the lead of the folks who are organizing. Lastly, if or when we cause harm, listen to the trans folks that are telling you that you've harmed us. We are accurate reporters of our own experience, and so when marginalized folks tell us that we've committed harm, we are not Scooby-Doo and the Mystery Gang. We don't have to solve whether or not it happened. When we are feeling resistant or thinking that we are not wrong or that feedback is wrong, I encourage us to take a deep breath and ask ourselves, if this were true, what would that mean? What harm might I have caused? And what apologies or repair might be in order? We still may not agree with the feedback, but search for truth and lessons within it. Let go of your attachment to being one of the good ones. The world is not divided between good and bad people. The myth of good ones actually perpetuates the false idea that some of us have achieved this mythical ally status to be certified by our friends on the front lines of systemic oppression, right? But if we are able to let go of being one of the good ones, we actually open ourselves to understanding how we've impacted others, and in doing so, we actually strengthen our relationships. And one of the ways that you can help yourself do this is to create an accountability network of folks with shared identity to help you process and give you perspectives that are different from your own. It is looking like I am coming up on the end of my time, so I want to thank you all for being here with us tonight. And again, I want to encourage you to donate to your money, or donate your money to, or encourage other folks to donate money to the organizations that are listed at Black Trans Lives Matter, all one word, .carrd.co. Thank you.
Esteemed guests, honored attendees, friends, advocates, allies. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Tyler Volkert. My pronouns are he, him, and his, and I am a queer man. I am also a staff counselor here at the UW-Oshkosh Counseling Center, where I proudly serve as the LGBTQ+ liaison to the Counseling Center. I had the distinct honor of getting to videotape myself for this year's Ally March to share my message of appreciation and encouragement. As I begin my speech, I want to start with an apology. My speech is scripted. My message comes straight from the heart. However, without a script, I would end up going on a very long tangent that would become a video that's 10 to 15 minutes long, and I know Liz has other plans for the Ally March today. As I mentioned before, it's an honor to get to videotape myself, and doing so this year feels incredibly momentous to me. This year is the 10-year anniversary of when I first came out. The word ally is a powerful word. Many use it as a noun, an identifier, a role in which one chooses. I see it as a verb, an action, one that has no end. In the 10 years since I first came out, the world has changed so drastically. Sometimes this change has been for the better, sometimes it has not. The one thing that has been consistent, the need for allies. Allies were some of the most important supports I had when I first came out. I remember the first few times I came out, how my heart would be beating so fast or so loud, how I would find every euphemism under the sun so I never had to say the words directly. I remember that split second when you would wait for the other person's response, hoping it would be a positive one. I remember heartaches from relationships that had shifted, changed, or ended. I remember the exhaustion I would feel from having to continuously come out to each new person or group of people. I remember asking myself, why do I have to keep doing this? I remember the tears of joy that were shared when support was received. I remember the laughs that were shared when others asked why I was so nervous, or when they told me that they knew. I remember the journey that I had to go through to come to terms with and accept and love myself for who I am in my entirety. The one thing that was consistent, the need for allies. The world is a different place than it was 10 years ago, that is for sure. When I was first coming out, allies are who supported me through becoming confident and comfortable in who I am as a person. It took other LGBTQ+ folks to help me learn to love myself for who I was and who I am, not who I wasn't or who I wouldn't be. Allies come from both outside and inside the community. It is because of the love and support that I have received from both sides that I serve as the advocate and ally I am today. 10 years of change. The one thing that's been consistent, the need for allies. Our work is not done. Every day, there are still battles that the members of our community are facing at every level. There are legislators interested in passing laws and regulations limiting our rights. There are leaders who see us as lesser individuals. There are families who are not accepting and turning away their LGBTQ+ members. There are individuals within the community who feel ostracized by the community itself. We must be better. We must act better. We must speak better. We must listen better. We must do better. Being an ally isn't a job title, it's a job. One that requires our constant vigilance. If you are watching this video, you must want to be, or have been and continue to be, an ally. For that, I thank you. My journey, and the journey of so many others, probably wouldn't be what it has been without you and so many others. That being said, do not let up. Continue to listen, continue to advocate, continue to support. Continue. Thank you so much.
Hello, everybody. How are you all doing today? I'm going to assume you all said good because I can't hear you across time and space in the computer screen. But also, if you said bad, well, I'm sorry. Honestly, same. So, I've got to confess something to you all. Ally March doesn't mean anything to me. Yes, I know, this is a really harsh statement without any context, but I've had a lot of time to think on this ever since being asked to speak several months ago. Now, to be clear, I enjoy the Ally March, and I like the energy, and I like seeing so many of my friends and friendly faces in one place, and as an extrovert, I love the socializing at these types of events. But there is nothing about the Ally March that makes me hopeful or optimistic or feel even the slightest bit better about the state of queer liberation. You're probably wondering why, or why I would dare say this to a captive audience at an Ally March. Well, I'll tell you why. Because my parents probably would have gone to one of these in college. For the hundreds of you who don't know, parents who raised me from 4th grade until I graduated from high school disowned me on January 1st, 2016 for being non-binary, and also my general existence as a queer autistic with multiple learning disorders who has the smallest semblance of self-worth. And see, the surprising part about the story is that my parents are the exact opposite of what most people in attendance would suspect of a parent who disowns their child for being queer. They are non-religious, an atheist and deist to be precise. They vote Democrat. They have and are supportive of their gay friends. They're even supportive of bi people. And had I come out as a gender-conforming binary gender instead of me, I might even have had some begrudging tolerance. Especially if I wasn't also everything else that makes me me. But I'm not a gender-conforming binary trans person. I'm non-binary. And if you asked them yourself what happened, they would tell you a very different story. One where neither of them ever said the cruel, harsh, and abusive things they said to me in the decade that I lived with them. And at least one of them would have gone to an Ally March in college. Probably see now why Ally Marches don't really mean anything to me. Sure. As much as I love seeing friends and friendly faces all in one place, I know that there are plenty of people who attend these marches who would disown their trans kids, or their asexual kids, or their aromantic kids, or their bi/pansexual kids, or their polyamorous kids, or their autistic kids, or be disgusted at their offspring for dating a black person, or similarly atrocious acts, or at the very least, allow their spouse to do it instead. I want to be ecstatic about Ally Marches like the rest of you. I want to be foolishly optimistic and hopeful like the people in this audience who cannot even fathom being disowned or ever doing the disowning. I'm genuinely jealous of those people. But I'm not that. I'm jaded, I'm hurt, and I'm traumatized by people who would call themselves allies, who claim that they would never disown me for being transgender, yet did anyways. who act like they are above consequences for their words and actions, who have no political or religious reasons to be the way that they are except out of selfish pride. And not even the fun rainbow pride with brick throwing and rioting. So, as you all enjoy your time this evening at our 12th annual Ally March, I need you all to remember that calling yourself an ally is not enough. Your actions speak louder than your words. It's nice of you to show up at this wonderful event that I can personally confirm that the LGBTQ+ Resource Center dedicates an immense amount of time and resources into hosting each year. But nice is only a superficial platitude. Nice is not enough. What I need from you and what the community needs from you is more than just nice. I need you all to have and to show kindness in your hearts. I need you to have compassion. I need you to have sympathy and or empathy. I need you to listen with your hearts, and I need you to put your actions where your mouth is. And not just for queer people, but for our Asian friends and neighbors, for Black people, for the indigenous peoples, for the homeless, those suffering from drug addictions, and so many more than just the queer community who need you to have some compassion for our struggles and allow for kindness to guide your actions. We need radical kindness. I need radical kindness from you all. I hope you all have a wonderful Ally March.
Hi, my name is Becca Burrell. My pronouns are she, her, and hers, and I am president of Rainbow Alliance for Hope.
My name is Matthew Wilkie. My pronouns are he, him, and his, and I'm the vice president of Rainbow Alliance for Hope.
We have been a part of Hope for the past 2 years on campus, and this organization has given us a platform to become leaders on campus and advocate for LGBTQIA+ rights. Sexual orientation, gender identity, and gender expression are integral aspects to who we are and should never lead to hate or discrimination on our campus or in the world.
In far too many cases, LGBTQIA+ individuals have been harassed, beaten, and even killed for simply being who they are. Today, we call for change. We ask our allies to stand with us to end the hate and discrimination and fight alongside LGBTQIA+ individuals for basic human rights.
Anyone can be an ally, regardless of how you identify. Do your research and ask educated questions to learn about current LGBTQIA+ issues. Use your knowledge to challenge the world's cis-heteronormative culture. Follow campus's LGBTQIA+ leaders and speak up about LGBTQ+ issues, teach others about these issues, and hold others accountable for their actions.
Get comfortable with being uncomfortable as an ally. You might make mistakes, and that's okay. Be open to feedback, apologize, and move on. Being an ally is not about being perfect. It's about fighting to confront oppression and liberate the LGBTQIA+ community.
There are many ways for allies to get involved at UW-Oshkosh to unite and transform campus to a safe and welcoming environment for all. Attend an event that the LGBTQ+ Resource Center puts on, or attend one of Hope's weekly Monday meetings over Zoom.
Get safe trained on campus. You'll learn various pronouns, identities, and orientations in a safe space where you can ask questions and get informed on the community terminology. If you're a professor, get informed on how to create an LGBTQIA+ inclusive curriculum.
Most importantly, learn how to celebrate and support all the staff, students, and faculty at UW-Oshkosh who are queerly diverse. Use the correct pronouns and name and use while on campus and in the classrooms. Speak up when someone is using insensitive language or misgenders someone. Use social media to educate and uplift the LGBTQIA+ community on campus. Include your pronouns on your email signature and include the safe triangle if you are trained and committed to being an ally.
There are countless ways to be an ally and show your support for the community at UW Oshkosh. Today, we come together to reaffirm our commitment to what it means to be an ally and to work towards creating an inclusive campus for all 3 campuses.
As members of the LGBTQIA+ community, your support and allyship on campus means the world to us. Today, we unite to fight for a better tomorrow for all, regardless of anyone's identity.
Thank you for taking the time to march virtually with us today. But remember, allyship doesn't stop here. We hope to see you all around campus, making a difference in whatever way you're capable. But we are always happy to have allies at our Rainbow Alliance for Hope meetings and events. Keep on fighting, UWO. Our work is not done yet.
In the words of Harvey Milk, hope shall never be silent. Thank you.
Allyship. Weird as it may sound, allyship is an almost controversial topic to some in the queer community. People debate what someone's motivations for allyship are, if they're risking anything, if they deserve a place in the community. And I'm not talking about like closed, marginalized identity specific spaces. Don't see a problem with those. I'm talking about people who don't think that allies should be at Pride or in bars or wider community spaces like that. Or if there should even be events such as this. To this, I say simply yes. To start, people have this misconception of an ally as someone who doesn't belong in the community. This, in my opinion, is so wrong for so many reasons. Above all else, there's no separation between community and ally. If you are in the queer community, you should be an ally to other parts of the queer community. As such, many allies are already inherently part of the LGBTQ+ community. This ties into another argument people make about allowing allies in the community, that they're just not good enough allies. I know so many people in the community who are horrible allies to others in our same community. The LGBTQ+ community is in no way, shape, or form a refuge from biphobia, acephobia, panphobia, transphobia, any of those, nor other forms of bigotry such as ableism and racism. They run rampant. Clearly, being a bad ally hasn't meant that we revoke people's rights to be there. Maybe we should, but that's another topic. Plus, blocking people and shutting them out denies them the ability to grow and change. I'm not saying that we should allow toxic, dangerous people in the community, but someone who's just learning how to be an ally? No one's a perfect ally when they start out. Heck, when I was in middle school, I used to argue that we should just call gay marriage something else so everyone can be happy. Is that a good stance? No! But at the time, I didn't even know queer Christians existed. Much less did I understand the inherent valuing and stratification that would occur with marriage and not real marriage. I got better. Other people say that people just want to be allies for the cookies, that they just want praise and recognition. Beyond this being a gross generalization, I haven't actually seen it to be true, at least in my experience. Most allies I've seen do it because they have this deep-seated sense of justice and fairness. And when they do want validation, a lot of the times it's for the same reason a kid looks to you when they try something new. They want to make sure they're doing it right. The cookie ally thing also ignores the fact that there are people, even here in the US, who face real consequences for allyship. I know a straight kid who posted that thing that goes around Facebook every so often with the little rainbow flower and the words, "I'm an ally. I just have this crazy idea. People should be able to love who they love." Their mother threatened to kick them out, and she wasn't joking. I know another person who'd been in their job for decades without so much as a single negative mark on their record, who faced being fired for standing up for a trans kid. Queer phobia runs deep and wide in this country too, and allies aren't safe from that flow. Finally, a lot of people, myself included, use ally as a sort of transitional identity while or before coming out. It's a way to post things about your identity, to find community when you're not ready to be out yet. And that's okay. People say that they don't mean allies like that when they say that allies shouldn't be allowed at Pride, but there's zero way to differentiate without forcing someone to out themselves. In the end, what really matters is doing the work. And for all the allies out there doing the work, I just want to say thank you. I see you. We can't make all the change that needs to be made if we don't work together. Let's do this.
Hello, friends and enemies. And strangers. My name is Ashley Lamers. I have been asked to be the 2021 community speaker for the UW-Oshkosh LGBTQ+ Ally March. So let me introduce myself. In this video, I'm going to address self-doubt as an ally and focus on starting where you are today to help remove barriers for LGBTQ+ people. So when I was asked to be a speaker at this year's march, I had this immediate rush of imposter syndrome. Why me? Why would they want you? I'm not an expert in anything. Surely there are other people who are more impressive than I am. You're gonna blow the whole thing. All of a sudden it hit me that the fight for equity and increased vitality for all marginalized people needs allies at all levels, whether beginner, intermediate, or expert. We're all needed. I'm important in this conversation, and you are important in this conversation too. Let's talk about humility. The first thing I want to say about being an ally is that imperfection is the name of the game. Imperfection is the name of the human game. We will never be perfect, and so we don't need to be perfect before we're enough. Second thing, we are always learning. Even experts are always learning. If somebody knows everything, run the other way because they're trash. And that's an official diagnosis. Third, your feelings matter, your experience matters, you matter. And as an ally, you are not the center of this fight, and you're not the center of the celebration either. As an ally, remember that you and your feelings are not the center of this conversation. So as you're going through the work of being an ally, remember to practice self-compassion and compassion for others. One is to acknowledge the feeling that's being experienced. 2 is to embrace the shared humanness of the experience of that emotion. And 3, create a hope for yourself, for others, for the world. Create a hope and keep going. Keep on pushing.
Let's start today. Let's start today.
Circling back to the concept of starting today right where you are, when I apply that concept to my career as a counselor, I have to rein myself in a little bit. There's no denying that I am a cog in this system of healthcare. The system that we have right now says that in order to receive treatment, you have to have a diagnosis. I disagree with the system as it is for a number of reasons and in a number of ways. And yet I have to rein myself back in because all we have is right here, right now. So if I start today where I am, I have to acknowledge that the reality is this system is in place. So something that's important to me to focus on as a counselor and an ally in working with LGBTQ+ folks is to remove barriers that would prevent people from receiving mental health care. I work with LGBTQ+ youth, ages 10 and up. I work with low-income folks, including people who need a sliding scale or who have state insurance. I'm also connected with other professionals in the field in the area, so that way, if my schedule is full and I can't take on a client, I can say to that person, here are some other viable options for you to consider if you'd like to reach out to these folks. I chose an office near the highway for easy access. I'm located on the first floor. To the highest extent possible, I collaborate with my clients and promote informed consent so they are part of their treatment planning. We share concerns. What are my concerns? What are your concerns? And then together we create some options for how to move forward. I even offer telehealth. So working with these different vulnerable populations of LGBTQ+ folks does allow those mental health services to be provided to help them navigate the different aspects of what issues impact them as LGBTQ+ folks and also navigate the insurance and medical system. So now I'm going to take this question and pose it to you. What are some things that you can do right here starting today to remove barriers for LGBTQ+ folks? What can you do right here, right now? Push through them self-doubt, y'all. Love yourself a little bit more today. So that's what I got for you all. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for having me speak. I want to say thank you to my LGBTQ+ friends, family, and clients for letting me in your life, for letting me know you, for trusting me. I want to thank the LGBTQ+ community for embracing me even when I didn't feel queer enough. I want to thank the LGBTQ+ Resource Center for being such an integral part of the campus community and the Oshkosh community. Thank you for being a resource and a place where we can feel accepted and welcome. Thank you for having this event and having this event during pandemic in a way that we can safely be together and continue this fight. I want to thank LGBTQ+ allies for being in this fight with us and for showing up and doing the thing. Thank you so much. Take good care.
Good day.
Okay, bye.
Hi, my name is Eliza Farrow, and I'm the Program Assistant for the LGBTQ+ Resource Center and the Women's Center on campus. My pronouns are they, them, and I have the honor today of thanking all of our amazing co-sponsors for the march. Co-sponsoring the march not only means that we can fund the march itself, but also that we can fund other programming we do and supplies to help LGBTQ+ students succeed. So we would like to thank our co-sponsors, the Alan Preby Student Gallery Board, CARE, the Corner Convenience Store, the Dean of Students, Department of Journalism, Department of Political Science, Department of Professional Counseling, Division of Academic Support of Inclusive Excellence, First Congregational Church of Oshkosh, International Studies, Master of Public Administration, Offbeat Press, Office of International Education, Oshkosh Corporation, Project Success, Q Plus Unity, Rainbow Alliance for Hope, Reach Counseling Services, Reeve Union and University Dining, Registrar's Office, Residence Life, Student Health Center, Student Organization of Latinos, Student Recreation and Wellness, Undergraduate Advising Resource Center, University Books and More, UW Oshkosh Police Department, UW Oshkosh Purchasing Team, UWO Counseling Center, UWO English Department, UWO Fraternity and Sorority Life, UWO Libraries, UWO Women's and Gender Studies, Valley Pest Control, the Women's Advocacy Council, the Women's Center, and Workplace Wellness, Human Resources, and Equal Opportunity, Equity, and Affirmative Action. We'd like to give a special shout out to the Student Organization of Latinos, who co-sponsored an amazing $250. Like I said, every bit helps us with our educational programming and helping students succeed. And I'd also like to thank everybody who pre-ordered a t-shirt. Bye.
Hey everybody, it's Christopher Shimshak from the LGBTQ Plus Resource Center here at University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh. My pronouns are he, him, his. I am a previous intern at the LGBT Resource Center, and I'm a current STEP student under Dr. Cannon. And tonight for the LGBTQ Plus Annual Ally March, myself and one of my good friends and great ally, Heather Matezovich, are going to put together an online virtual chant for everybody that can join along and participate in with us. And I will go ahead and let Heather here introduce herself for everybody.
Hi, everybody. My name is Heather. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I do identify as straight, but like Christopher said, I have been a supportive ally to him. I have also went to several of the events that he has thrown at UW Oshkosh as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Heather, for joining us, and we are very appreciative to have you here. So how this is going to work tonight, normally we meet in person and have a really great chant session where we're able to uplift everybody, encourage everybody, and it's just a really great atmosphere and environment to be in when you're there. So we're going to try to do the best to recreate this virtually. So how this is going to happen, I'm going to go ahead and repeat the phrase, and you as the audience would repeat along with Heather in what she says. I'd say the first part again, Heather would say the second part for that. And we'll go ahead and get started with the chants that we have for you this evening. We will have a bunch posted online through our Facebook and social media accounts. Feel free to share those, create your own videos, post anything like that to show your support for this year's Ally March. So here we go. When I say equality, you say yes. Equality.
Yes. Equality. Yes. Equality. Yes.
When I say justice, you say for all.
Oops. For all.
I forgot to say justice. It's okay. When I say justice, you say for all. Justice.
For all.
Justice.
For all.
Justice.
For all.
When queer rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up. Fight back.
When human dignity is under attack, what do we do?
Stand up. Fight back.
When human justice is under attack, what do we do?
Stand up. Fight back.
I am.
I am.
Somebody.
Somebody.
And I demand.
And I demand.
Full equality.
Full equality.
Right here, right now.
Right here, right now.
I demand.
I demand.
Full equality.
Full equality.
Right here, right now.
Right here, right now.
We're queer.
We know it.
We're here.
To show it.
See is
what you get.
And you ain't seen
nothing yet.
What do we want?
Full equality.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Full equality.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Full equality.
When do we want it?
Now.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Equality's what we're fighting for.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Fight the bigotry, fight the hate.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Equality's what we're fighting for.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Fight the bigotry, fight the hate. I'm here. We're straight. Love is love. Stop the hate.
Awesome. That was the first time through. Now we can go through back, do it one more time, and everybody at home can go ahead and join us with us during this part. So for the first one, when I say equality, you say yes. Equality.
Yes.
Equality.
Yes.
Equality.
Yes.
When I say justice, you say for all. Justice.
For all. For all.
Justice.
For all.
When queer rights are under attack, what do?
Stand up, fight back.
When human dignity is under attack, what do?
Stand up, fight back.
When human justice is under attack, what do?
Stand up and fight back.
When queer rights, human dignity, and human justice are under attack, what do?
Stand up, fight back. I am. Somebody.
I demand.
And I demand.
Full equality.
Full equality.
Right here, right now.
Right here, right now.
I demand.
I demand.
Full equality.
Full equality.
Right here, right now.
Right here, right now.
We're queer.
We know it.
We're here.
To show it.
What you see is
what you get.
And you ain't seen
nothing yet.
What do we want?
Full equality.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Full equality.
When do we want it?
Now.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Equality's what we're fighting for.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Fight the bigotry, fight the hate.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Equality's what we're fighting for.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Fight the bigotry, fight the hate. I'm here. We're straight. Love is love. Stop the hate.
Thank you everybody for joining us and participating on our virtual Ally March. We know it's definitely difficult and different than what the norm is. Again, if you want to go ahead and recreate any of these chants yourself, feel free to do it live on your Facebook. Send a video in. You can create a post on Facebook. You can share it. You can share any of the resources that we'll be presenting to you during the Ally March on our page. And again, thanks for joining our session with Heather and myself for our virtual chant.